I want to sleep. Joe and Jeremiah talked about the Spirit last week. Easter, I just felt something different last week, and it was interesting that I was going to say something about it than Jeremiah did. Easter was just special last week for me personally. I don't know if anybody else kind of felt it. I came to first service. I don't know if maybe you came to second. And I just felt like the Spirit was moving a little bit. But then I questioned all week, not in a negative way, but I just thought to myself, well, was I just more open to it on Easter? Was there something different in the room? Was God chose that Sunday to be like, I'm going to go to Moni today? You know, I'm not sure. But I did try to be more... I want to personally, a goal is to try to be more open each Sunday, whether I'm tired or I'm not tired, I'm excited or I feel like singing or just clapping or just standing there, but be open to what the Lord has for me that day. And so it was kind of like a nice, I don't know if you've ever heard me say it's day one, but last Easter was just, if there's going to be a better day one than Easter, I'm not sure there is, but every time I walk in on Sunday, I just want to be like, I just want to be open today. I might not yell hallelujah or wave a hanky. Does anybody even know? Is that too old? Some people know what I'm talking about a little bit. Depends what churches you grew up. All right, there's one. But I just want to be more open to it. I am supposed to do announcements, so I'll go back to my job. Tithes and offerings. We do have a little joy box in the back. Still called the Joy Box. I don't know if we should change the name. It's joyful to give, so we might just keep it that. DJV box doesn't really have the same ring to it, and you would be questioning where that money was going. So if you give it to the Joy Box, we know that's going to God and to what God needs and wants to be done in the Moni area and for His people. You could zell it to fight.com. That's my mode of giving each week, and there's also a QR code on here for giving. So any other way you want to give, or if this is the week you give, now is the time to kind of commit to doing that. The first page, the one that they both say April, so we got lots of things happening. But on the left side of your news and events, there's an email to sign up for. Wild Adventures Await. So here's where you you sign your kids up for things happening in the summer. Now, this is for ages 6 to 12 years old, and it's 9 to 2. But it seems like there's a week in each month, and each week is a little bit different. So you might want to check out. There is a website there for natural discoveries, and just start looking forward to your summer and getting those planned. I did hear that the spots are limited. So if you were thinking about that, or you've done that, something similar in the past, maybe give that a look over, maybe soon, so that you can get on the list and the kids could be blessed with that this summer. And then our food pantry, we kind of have those three. Our provision lab and those types of things are always things that you could get involved with. The little calendar at the bottom is a great thing to know what's going on for the week. So those are the announcements. Let's love these kids out of the room. I see a few of them. Kids, you ready to get out of here? We're going to love them out of the room on the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 today. We've got 9.
Thanks, DJB. Yeah, so we're starting a new series today. Pretty excited about it, and it's going to be good. Just a great day yesterday. We had Natural Discovery had their vendor fair here yesterday, spring market. It was super good, and it was great to have everyone out yesterday to hang out with them and make that happen. I'm also excited just about everything that's happening. DJV mentions it well, but really we have, the kind of the ecosystem of Second Place represented there on the news and events. You've got the church, with jumping on the emails that we send out, and then we have Natural Discovery, and then we have Provision Lab with the food pantry. And so maybe you got a cup of coffee today, and that's Historia. So we kind of have all of these things happening. It really leans into today's new series. It's called You Reimagined. How many of you guys need to reimagine yourself or would like to, right? I know that's what I like to do. I'm a creative guy. I grew up drawing in my room, kind of like bored out of my mind watching like the really bad wrestling on like channel 26. We've moved to Moni almost 22 years ago, and If you don't know, Moni's a small town. And I went to school in Chicago, downtown Chicago, right across the street from, by the way, happy birthday, Derek. All right, happy birthday. I don't even try to slip in and slip out, man. No. Derek's awesome. If you don't know this guy, he is crazy, and I love him. So happy birthday, man. 29 again. It's amazing. What was I talking about? I moved to Chicago, went to school in Chicago, right across from Comiskey Park. Always be Comiskey Park. And so, when you're in a big city, it's different than when you move to Moni. Like, there's just a difference. There's a difference. I don't know if you feel it, but there's a difference. When you go out and that's why we're creating a coffee house. We need a coffee shop that you can go hang out in Moni. But if you were to have one of those here and you went there and you overheard the conversation, you might hear a conversation around how the crops are doing. Or you might hear about how they're on their way into the city because they're commuting and they're a lawyer or a doctor or something. It's just a really weird place. But when you're in the city, like when you think about big cities and the conversations that happen over coffee there, they're different. You'll hear people just talk different. They just have different dreams, different ideas, different things going on in their life. Not necessarily better, but it's just different. Think about a big city that's like Paris. Anybody been to Paris? I know Jeremiah's been to Paris. Paris is like this artistic city, right? Anybody ever studied Da Vinci or look at Da Vinci? Da Vinci studied in a smaller town, but it's a very artistic town called Florence, Italy. They did a little bit of work in Milan, and he ended up in Paris, in France. And so these cities